grandson. Thank you for coming tonight. I was his only grandchild, and it was very lucky for me because that meant I had him all to myself. He taught me a lot of things. He taught me what it was like to be a loving and devoted husband. He taught me what it was like to work hard. He taught me how to play golf. He taught me how to be prompt and on time. If we told him that Thanksgiving was at 3 p.m., he was there at 3 p.m. He taught me how to make Swedish pancakes and grilled cheese. He taught me how to drive in his big black Chevy Caprice Classic. He taught me how to crumple up a napkin and throw it into my dad's glass of milk during dinner. He taught me how to shake a man's hand while looking him straight in the eye. He taught me how to blow my nose with a loud honk that could wake up the entire house. My family can attest to that. He taught me how to be responsible and how to be a man. I played a lot of golf with him over the years, and I'm betting there's quite a few of you in here who've also had the pleasure. I just remember playing golf with him, and often he would hit a golf shot, and he'd have this unique grunt, ah, and usually it would be followed by some sort of a bad word. Maybe towards the back nine, it kind of got a little worse, but it always made me chuckle. I do have one story where myself, my grandfather, my dad, and my best friend, we went golfing one day, and my dad had a brand new driver that he wanted to try out. And we were on the second hole, and my dad, hit two shots that were terrible shots. And he proceeded to throw his club at the golf cart that my grandfather was sitting in. Now, luckily, it hit the roof of the golf cart and ricocheted up into the tree about 20 feet up in the air. Now, needless to say, we spent the next half hour trying to get the club down by throwing rocks at it, throwing other clubs at it. And I just remember my grandfather, he kept his composure, but he was just shaking his head at my dad the whole time, just shaking his head. And then, of course, there's the infamous story of my grandfather hitting a golf ball and it hitting off a tree and coming right back at him and hitting him in the face. Now, I wasn't there for that, but I definitely remember the aftermath, the big shiner that he had. Some other things that I remember about him. I remember the heated debates he got into with my father over politics. I didn't know what they were talking about most of the time, but I always loved it when they got into it. I remember how loved he was around the condo complex. It seemed like everybody was always saying hi to him, kids, men, women. Hey, Whitey, how's it going, they'd say. I remember learning, I always thought his nickname was Whitey because of his white hair, but I learned somewhere along the way that his name was Whitey because of his pale white legs. I remember his booming, infectious laughter. I remember when my mom passed away, when I was 10, and he and my grandmother took me in for several months. He cared for me and loved me during that time. I remember how easy it was to shop for him at Christmas. We just needed to buy him a medium polo golf shirt with a pocket on the front and a bottle of whiskey. He leaves behind his brother Bob, his daughter Shelley, and daughter-in-law Kelly, my mom Olivia, me and my wife Jen, and my two kids Sadie and Julia, and Dot, of course, the love of his life for the past 17 years. I thank God that Dot was there for my grandfather after my grandmother had passed away. It's such a blessing that she became part of our family and that they had each other. And a special thank you to Kelly for being such a rock for all of us over the past several years when my grandfather got sick. So Grandpa loved my wife and kids so much, and my kids had such a cute and special relationship with him. I'm glad they got to know him the way that I knew him. We're all going to miss him very much. He wasn't necessarily a spiritual man, but nonetheless, I'd like to read something from the Bible that I hope can give us all comfort as we grieve. This is Psalm 30, 4 and 5. Sing the praises of the Lord, you his faithful people. Praise his holy name. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. So I've been to a few funerals at the Pentecostal church, and they really know how to celebrate a life. And today shouldn't be sad. Today should be a celebration of a life, really well lived, and a celebration that we are all better off having known him. He was a great man, and I'll miss him very much. I love you, Gramps.